Welcome back, everybody, and this is your host, Jay Klein, and I do, I do have a very, very good podcast for y'all today. And what's crazy is this show is by far probably peaking around maybe my top five, and that leads a lot to say that this is going to be a good podcast. Like I do hope that within this you just go watch it because I'm probably this is probably one of my my heavy biased animes to watch right now. But let's get straight down to it. So to start off, Code Geass, a very magnificent piece of work as of right now. This is only season one. Um, I kind of branded, I'm like blended within season two right now, which is why this needed to be released. But we are following behind the story of Lelouch or Lelouch, however you would like to pronounce it. Lelouch is, we're following the story behind a forsaken or a disowned part of royalty that he he's seeking revenge after the untimely death of his mother that seems politically provoked or politically planned. And it's interesting. The We're just following behind this young kid who's pretty much going back and forth like a game. As a matter of fact, we see that in in the opening episode where he's skipping class go to go play chess, and he is by far one of the biggest masterminds ever. It's interesting because the way Lelouch is, he reminds me a little bit of not L, of Light from Death Note. Um, as a matter of fact, there's also on TikTok they do have AI generated arguments between each anime character, and I definitely seen the Light and Lelouch one, which is pretty interesting, and I love Lelouch's disposition and where he stands. But before we get too far into him, he has a whole cast besides him as well. So in the opening, we do watch Lelouch go through a lot of changes. There's he ends up skipping school to go do a little a chess game against somebody, and while that's happening, he ends up getting caught up between an inner a terrorist attack between Japan, which and or Japanese exiles that are rebranded as just 11s, Area 11. Matter of fact, the bigger overarching issue is Japan was taken over by Brittania, which is a playoff of Great Britain, right? And Brittania ends up pretty much enslaving and considering these people as second class citizens or subhumans, if you will. And you see a lot of misfortune come across everything. You have just Britannians acting like these people are just disgusting, they're filthy. You see a lot of political distress and a lot of political discourse within a lot of the show, and it reminds you a lot of what has happened in recent times and in distant history, where you have a group of people that are just ostracized and treated horribly, and this depicts that so well on on a I would hate to say this is modern. This did come out back in like 2006, 2007. So it's it's very very interesting how they were able to depict that so clearly and so accurate as far as like how people were treated when they were overran and all kinds of things. I really do like how they did that. They handled the historical portion and made it so realistic. You felt the pain within all of it. So um, they do have other little portions that are kind of interesting here. But outside of Lelouch, we are followed by, I would have to say, the next main character lineup would have to be uh, his buddy, Suzaku, and a young girl named C2, or a supposed young girl named C2. And when this terrorist attack occurs, and the only reason I'm giving this portion of the the plot is because it then builds on the rest of the whole show. All right. And what ends up happening is he goes he goes he gets trapped on this trucker that is heading straight to cause issues that is driven by Japanese by Japanese rebellion terrorists. And what what they end up running into is the pod that's on it, which is thought of to be like a gas that's supposed to kill everybody. It's actually housing C2, and once C2 gets gets released, you then have C2 and C2 come in contact with Lelouch. When that happens, Lelouch is then given an ability that allows him to place anybody underneath his whim for one request, and that's it. Now, and that's anything. They will be compelled to do whatever he wants to do without being able to refuse said request as well. And what we end up seeing within that whole spectrum is all built up like upon that, and that is the Geass, that the Geass ability. Now, supporting roles or other main characters will be Suzaku, where Suzaku is his best friend he grew up with, who ends up becoming an honorary a Brittanian, where he ends up serving within the military and trying to climb up the ranks and all that good stuff. And that's pretty interesting as well. It creates that dynamic of Lelouch goes down a path of trying to seek revenge on Great Britannia, yet his best friend, his path is a blind traditional righteousness path. And as you could tell just from laying that out, these two do butt heads many times in many different fashions over the course of this first season and in subsequent seasons. And then C2, who ends up closely pretty much babysitting in a fashion Lelouch. Lelouch ends up gaining more knowledge about his Geass, his limitations, his just about everything. And then as he develops under his Geass, he then becomes the ultimate rebellion leader of the generation, and that is Zero. Now, leading up to all these events, we do have just other different little situations that are going on as well. We do have um Lelouch's like ultimate goal, which is to create a safe space for his sister Nunnally. Now, Nunnally is of course, like I just said, his little sister, who also was exiled from the royal family. And with them both being exiled, they pretty much are they renamed. They're like they took on a different name or last name to where they're not lumped in and included within any type of royalty at all. So they're just pretty much roaming around as just regular citizens and or regular Brittanians. And when Lelouch decides to start this rebellion, the one thing that did throw everybody off as he goes further is the fact that he is not Japanese. So it does fuel a lot of different issues within what is your real reason if you're a Britannian to start this whole rebellion. And of course, a lot of them do find out along the way about his like hot, fiery passion of seeking revenge against Great Britannia. And the only biggest reason of why this revenge is so important is it's not because it's just his mother that was wasted like a GTA character. It is the simple fact that the person that was supposed to be beyond a doubt protecting the situation or to avoid the situation from happening is Lelouch's own father, which is the Emperor of Brittania. So that there solidifies the biggest plot twist and the biggest issue that is current within the show, and it makes me really really excited to it really it gets me hyped up. Like I really do like the show. Like I'm deep into it, and it has its twist, it has its turns, and pretty much throughout the whole show, any type of escalated issue that comes up, it is actually carried out just like a chess game. And this does go back, and I do like how they opened up the show with Lelouch playing chess, because that is exactly how every altercation is handled throughout the show, where it's pretty much like a chess game. And of course, along the way, we can't forget other characters. You do have like all of his Lelouch's friends from school, and I have another interesting supporting role, which is Shirley. I'm not going to go too far on her, as she's just a little schoolgirl that ends up liking Lelouch, and has a very interesting interaction with Lelouch over time. And you do have just other little tidbit of characters that are like involved here and there. But for the most part, you do see the unraveling. Season one is really the buildup and unraveling of all of what's going on as far as political unrest, civil issues between the Black Knights, which is what Lelouch as Zero creates, and you do see a lot of the royal family getting involved in a lot of things, and that's what I do like about season one. Is probably, in my opinion, flawless when it comes down to storytelling and world building. That is probably by far, probably top tier. Like, not probably top tier. It is top tier, and it has very deep ties. And when I mean almost everybody, you really kind of feel like, even the supporting characters like Rivel and like almost kind of like Nina, maybe kind of. It's kind of interesting. They just have a lot of different like aspects with handling characters. Like, they do have like your main source of characters. They definitely have like their own pretty layered, in depth issues, and I do like how all of your regular characters that are just supporting roles, they have their little small issues, and that is a good thing. It's a healthy thing to see that within a show, because it's just like, it's not just saying like, okay, these are all just disposable, just one-offs that are just here just for the plot. They definitely have their own isolated issues that end up coming to light. Now, if if there was anything to like negatively impact this show, I would probably say the only thing I could knock off on this show is by saying it did release in the early 2000s. So if that bothers you, that's probably the main thing. It'll probably be like artwork, and it's a little bit older. It doesn't bother me much because I'm in the 30s, so that watching something with like not too bad of artwork it doesn't hurt my feelings all too bad, because I'm there for the plot and watching things go down. So we do have a very 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 deep layered story that if you just hang in there, I don't think you'll even notice the fact that this is an early 2000s anime. Now, again, if artwork doesn't bother you, but you like story building, um, well, world building, storytelling, and what I mean a whole host of characters. Normally, I don't like a stacked cast like this, but the way they handle it, the cast is like insanely huge. But the way they handle the cast is it's amazing. Like you never feel like nobody's not important. They do so much justice. And I would have to say, if I had to like give this a rating, like to be honest, if this was under any type of rating, I'd have to say like a solid 9.5. Solid 9.5. And the reason why it can't have a 10, only reason it can't have a 10, I will go ahead and give it up to the fact that it's an older anime. If I was reviewing it today, or like in the year 2026, it's old. It's 20 years old now. So it's and it's had it has an interesting shelf life here. It has a lot of great things that you'd like as an anime watcher. Um, but it does fall short with graphical appeal. Um, if you compare it to like, your Demon Slayers, your solo leveling, um, maybe a little bit of your free run, like it. There's a lot of graphical things that are uh different about it, but that's and to give it some grace, again, it's 20 years old, and there's probably times where, like, of course, I'm watching the English dub. There's like a lot of that differences between translations, but it comes out pretty good. It's straightforward. I do like um, the political conflict that's going on as well. As far as all the issues that are going on, I believe this show intertaps within any type of. I'm telling you, you can watch this at any given time and connect this with something going on in the world, and that's what I really do like about it. Is that they definitely, if this came out today, I mean, it'd be perfect, right? But outside of that, it definitely holds a lot of true value between like the way the world works when it comes down to conquering land and what happens to prisoners of war and just people of the country that was conquered. They handle that so well. I probably will say this about a million times. The way that's done is wonderful, because the realism and how people are treated, and how the second class citizens are, how they act and respond to different things. You just see all the like the bigotry and everything going on as each episode unfolds into um, into all the internal conflict and all the other issues that are going on. So I say all this to say, watch it. Definitely give this show a watch. It's definitely a main. It's a main entry. Like it's one of those you can't do anything else. This is not background noise. This is like what you pour all your attention into. Don't ever watch this show and just be like, oh, I'm gonna go fold laundry while I'm doing this. No, no, no. You gotta listen to this. You have to listen to it, and you have to watch it, and you'll be amazed on how something in the early 2000s is just this well crafted. As a matter of fact, I'm saying that, and like one of my other tops are like around this release time, and that's Bleach. So it's these shows are pretty good, like especially this one. And if I'm correct, I definitely need to announce this at the beginning. But we are most definitely starting season 4. I'm pretty sure this is episode 1 of season 4, and if so, like we're here. We made it. Like this is by far a very, very, very successful show. That I really enjoy the fact that we're now 3 years deep within podcasting and within anime talks, just in general, and we have reached top 50 in the United States for anime and manga, and on top of that, we have also broken over 1,000 listeners. So this is major. It's major to me, and it lets me know that this needs to continue until there's no more anime to watch, which won't ever happen. So until this show gets even bigger, and then we start having bigger guests, which is the next plan, is to end up getting on voice actors in the future, and having them talk about whether it be experiences and or asking them very interesting questions about their character that they play as within a certain show or that they voice act as. There's just a lot of stuff in the works. We're just working on materializing this and making it bigger and making these reviews even stronger. So you can go watch these, so you can also have a catalog just as well as I do. So definitely, if you haven't already liked this wherever you're listening to this to, man, make sure you like it. Make sure you comment. Leave stuff for me to build off of, because that's the only way that I can make this better for y'all. And that's really all it's for at this point. It did start as, okay, I like anime, I would like to talk about it. Now it is most definitely geared to bringing you a solid information, spoiler-free reviews, to get you to go watch whatever show that is there. And even if it's bad, there I think we've ran into one. I think our previous show that actually finished off season 3. But either way, we're here, and we're here in the now. And I'll by far say this is a very enjoyable thing to do, and I'm looking forward to whatever the future has for us here on Anime Talks. So again, to get back over to Code Geass, go watch it. Go watch it. You won't regret it. Yeah, it's worth it. I'm currently in season 2, trying to wrap up season 2 so we can produce season 2 review. And I think we have a movie and season 3 left, if I'm correct. I hope so, because I'm overly hyped about what is to come and what I get to talk about. So y'all take it easy. Y'all take care. Make sure, like I said, leave subscribe if you're catching this on YouTube, whatever is necessary to be able to support, because it's free. It's free to support. Just drop a like, subscribe, and comment whatever you've picked up within any of these podcasts. Because again, I would like to do whatever it takes to bring good quality, and any other tool or assistance to be able to make this more catered to y'all as the listeners. So again, thank y'all so much, and on to the next one.